Hi, Rooted Student Ministries and Media Team. I'm Josh Garner to show you guys a little bit about the light board that you are going to be working on Sundays with C4 Kids. Now, let's get right into it, shall we? I think we have Mr. Josh Gallardo joining us. I'll just do a jump cut. Anyway. Alright, anyway, so let's get right into it. So on the soundboard, you see it's kind of dark, so we're going to fix that. At the very top right up here where my hand is, there's a little power button that you'll see. And once you press that, then it'll start up. Now on the very right hand side by this light green button is IND2. So we're going to turn that up, and that is called our master, which will turn everything on the board up. Now if we go to the left side of the board over here is our house lights that you can see. The house is where the crowd sits. So that is called the house, and these are just faders, so they'll go up and down, fading in and out. So this is on most of the time. Now we also have our bumps back over here, which I'll get to in a minute. I usually keep these two the exact same. Now also above this we have a little button that says blackout. Now blackout will just black everything out. So if you need it quick during videos or whatever, you can just black that out. Next thing that we have over here is our sermon lights. Our sermon lights are right below the stage, and if we can pan to that there, I'll show you right here. So I usually keep these on myself. Now next to it we have our vocal lights, which when a band is up, that's where the vocalist will be. So we have those. Next to it we have our band, which are kind of more to the right. Right next to it we have our crowd lights. These I usually don't touch because sometimes they can blind the crowd, and that may not be good. Right next to it we have our backlight. So these I almost never ever touch, because when we have our set up on stage, those will overpower the screen and it will just become useless. So that is it really for lights. Now we're into the LEDs. Now in the LEDs, it can get kind of creative and fun. So we see that we have stage, outside, and ceiling, and then we have RGB. So R for red, G for green, and B for blue. And that goes with all of these guys right here. So if, say, we put up red right here, two reds, we'll see that on stage we have two reds. So if I put my ceiling down, you'll see that the ceiling is now not red. And then if I put everything down again, voila. And now stage inside is one I don't normally use, because when the screen is up, it also blocks it out, just like the backlight. So if we turn those up, you see that the very middle of the stage is lightened up, so it doesn't really help when the set is on stage. The next thing we have next to stage inside is walls 1 and walls 2. So these I usually keep either contrasting or the same. So say we have one blue and one light blue, like that, so that way they are a pattern. So they switch in and off, like that. Or we can have them just both blue. So these can add kind of like a scene effect. Say during worship, you want a purple view. So to do lights, you kind of want to know your colors and how they mix. So if we put green and blue together, you're going to get more of a teal. Red and green together, more of a yellow, kind of goldish. Less green, more gold, kind of like that. Maybe an orange, all the way to red. So you can kind of play around with that and see what kind of colors you come up with. So the next thing we have next to that are these multicolored lights right here. Now those go into the programming, which I program myself, and all the programming controls are over here. And you normally will not touch those, but if anything ever happens, and say you have no idea what's going on, and something looks a little like that up on stage, and you have all of your faders down, everything down, and nothing is working, you'll come back to the board here, and you're going to press this clear button twice. So you're going to go clear, clear, and everything will be cleared. Like that. Be careful, because when in, say, service or whenever, that if you press that twice, every light will go out in the entire sanctuary. So you might want to be careful with that. And then you have to put the sliders back down and back up to return them on. So in And the last one we have here, number 24, is our lights right above the crowd. Right there are kind of decorative lights. So I kind of like to use these because it kind of sets the mood a little bit. So that's really it for that.